Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Zeke, aka Fat Boy Season, man. I don't know if you've been following my channel or not, but you know that I bring a lot of sports, man. A lot of sports talk, a lot of talking about what's going on in the NFL. But something I want to do is start bringing more content, more videos, just to talk about what's going on in the NFL. And what better time than the off season, man? The off season. Today is Saturday. Monday is going to start the legal tampering period for the free agency class. Obviously, the combine just passed. The draft's coming up. So I'm here to talk about it. I don't even have a name for this show or whatever you want to call it, man. Just know that it's Fat Boy Season. So getting into it, big moves made yesterday. The Chicago Bears decided to trade the #1 pick to the Carolina Panthers for what I believe was the #9 pick this year, a first-round pick next year, as well as a second-round pick and DJ Moore. They got a haul. They got a haul, 4 picks and a legit #1 wide receiver. So let's break it down, this trade for both sides. Let's start with the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers obviously get the #1 draft pick. So what that means for them, you only trade for that #1 pick if it's a generational talent, or you getting some elite, or you getting your quarterback. So they believe they're going to get that quarterback. Now the real question is, who are they going to take? Is it going to be C.J. Stroud? Is it going to be Bryce Young? Will they even reach for somebody for potential like a Will Levis or even an Anthony Richardson, aka Young Cam Newton? Personally, from the reports and my sources, it seems like they're going to take C.J. Stroud. Frank Reich spoke highly about him at the combine. And I can't really blame them for that one. Your two most pro-ready, day one ready guys seem to be C.J. Stroud. I think I might have been calling him strong if I have. My bad. C.J. Stroud as well as Bryce Young. Two guys that performed at high levels at high Division I competition, be it in the Big Ten as well as the SEC. I think C.J. Stroud is the better, more NFL-ready guy as far as like body type, and then a lot of what he displays. I'm not saying comps to Dak Prescott, which I'm probably going to agree with. Then with Bryce Young, his biggest concern is his frame, his size. He's a smaller guy, but he has those intangibles, man. He's a playmaker. He's a playmaker, man, but it's going to be difficult to take him at #1. But the league that we're in now in the NFL is kind of where you have that positionless ball. When you look at like wide receivers and running backs, and then at quarterback, you just need somebody that can go out there and make plays, play in and out of structure. And playing out of structure is one of his major strengths. So I think they're going to take one of those guys. If they want to be feeling a little dangerous, they can go with Anthony Richardson as well as Will Levis. I would go Anthony Richardson if we're going to think outside of the box and have him sit for a year or the majority of the first year, because he's a raw talent, but the measurables there, prototypical size, super athletic, Cam Newton light, great value Cam, and I don't mean that with no disrespect. I just hold Cam Newton to a very high praise, and getting drafting somebody that could be like a Cam Newton after you had Cam Newton for roughly a decade, maybe that's the way they want to go. I think C.J. Stroud's going to end up being the guy. However, I think if you go with him, Bryce, or even Anthony Richardson, you probably can't go wrong. Just know that with Anthony Richardson, you're going to have to work a little harder and, do a little bit more in order to maximize the talent that he does have. So, moving on. So for them, it's a solid B trade. And I give it a B and not an A, because you're going to be able to pick and draft the quarterback that you want. Obviously, they believe that their guy for the future is in this draft this year. But the only problem there is that you traded your #1 wide receiver. So who is he really going to be able to develop and grow with? You had a bona fide one, a top 20-ish type receiver with DJ Moore. Now, Terrace Marshall's going to slide into the #1 role unless you draft a guy that's draft ready at 9 or sorry, they don't have 9 anymore. A draft ready guy in the second round. The ones via the players available via free agency, you really don't have any like bona fide ones in there. Your best guys are like a Juju or DJ's Chart, who are good number 2s, not really 1s. And then on the other side of that, I mean, there's some guys available via trade, but you kind of just traded a lot of assets to get the quarterback. So don't know if that's really it, but that's something to monitor, development of Terrace Marshall and whoever they decide to take at the QB1. Moving to the Chicago Bears. Love to trade for them. I'm a Justin Fields believer. They obviously believe in him as well. The trade back to number 9. So with that, you get the number 1 receiver, or a number 1 receiver with DJ Moore, and pair with Chase Claypool and Darnell Mooney. Mooney has played high-level ball. I think he's a better wide receiver 2 than the wide receiver 1. Claypool is supposed to be that athletic freak, a guy that you can use specifically down the field, 50-50 balls, red zone. And then you also got Cole Kmet, who came on towards the middle and the end of the season with Justin Fields to show that rapport. So he has NFL caliber weapons with the number 1 receiver. So you should see him be able to pass the ball more this season and be able to be more of a downfield thrower and downfield threat. So I love that. They get the number 9 pick this year. You can go best available here, whether it be a defensive end, an edge rusher, whether it be an offensive lineman to help protect your investment, which is Justin Fields. You got things. You got versatility, man. And then also you get the first next year, so you can do a lot of things with that. If Fields not the guy, you can trade up for a quarterback. You can use that to trade for another playmaker, a difference maker, maybe on the defensive side of the ball. It's endless possibilities, man. So that's a few reasons why I really love this trade for Chicago. Chicago doing something right. Shout out to Poles, the GM. Big move, great move. I can't praise him enough for this trade. I feel like he did the right thing, and we're gonna see how they progress. And they have a lot of cap space, so we're gonna see how they use that, and they can build a team that can be competitive in a NFC North that's kind of up for grabs. Minnesota was good, but they won a bunch of one-score games. Teams tend to regress from that year to year. The Lions are coming on strong. Could be potential guys, potential players going forward in that division. Who knows what Aaron Rodgers does in Green Bay, and if Jordan Love is the quarterback, is he really that guy? So this could be an opportunity for them to, surprise some people this season. Granted, if they use their money correctly, as well as using draft capital efficiently and correctly. So for Chicago, I give it an A+, man. It's an A+ trade. Well, I'm gonna give it an A. If they draft somebody really good at 9, then I'll give it an A+. But so a great trade, a great opportunity, something I think that Chicago's going to be able to build upon. Carolina, I hope you hit on your quarterback. Their defense is really good. I don't know their cap situation per se, but they can still come out this better because they've been missing on quarterbacks as far as trading for Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold and not getting Deshaun Watson, not getting Matthew Stafford. So they finally be able to get who they believe can be a franchise guy. With all that being said, man, hey, this is the first edition, the first of many. Fat Boy season, Fat Boy Sports. I don't know. We're going to come up with a name, man. If you got a name, hit the comments, smash the like button, subscribe to your boy's page, man.